Good morning. All right, so good morning. I wanted to pop on here really quick because I'm about to take my supplements. I wanted to chat with you guys. I have a call in 5 minutes, so this is going to be a brief live this morning. Showered and washed my hair, and it's in a clip because I don't have time to blow it out, and it's fine. Anyway, I'm going to be taking my Trim and my collagen right now, and also my Trebiotic, which I'm obsessed with this new formula. It's the same as our old formula, so not that the product itself was reformulated. I should say this flavor. It's chocolate flavored Trebiotic. It's a pre, pro, and postbiotic in one, and I mix it with my Trim, and it's delicious. So if you want to know more about the products, you can ask questions here, and I'll answer. Otherwise, I'm just going to chat really quickly with you all as I take this stuff. But today, it's like freezing outside. I feel like New York always does this. Like, it will have like a week where spring is here, it's coming, my stuff is all blooming outside, and it'll be like 60, 70, like beautiful weather, and then it drops. Like the next week will be like freezing but sunny, so I'll take the sun. But we're here, I feel it. I feel spring is in the air. I wanted to share something that I thought was like, last night at the time I thought it was weird, but it's not so weird. But I was like going through my phone, and for like whatever reason I was like, in my mind, now it's like a trigger warning because I'm going to talk about my miscarriage for a second, but in my mind, I was like, wow, it's been 2 years, like since I was pregnant, like this is crazy, but it hasn't been 2 years. So I went like back in my camera roll, and I went back on Instagram, and I'm like, wow, like, okay, so it wasn't July would be 2 years. And it's wild to think about how much time has passed. Like, where have the last 2 years gone? Like, it seems like just yesterday. It feels like everything was just yesterday. And then I was like down the rabbit hole of that time in my life and thinking about how far I've come. And yet in that moment, looking at everything, it could just take me right back. Like literally last night, it took me right back. It took me right back to that place of how I felt with, hearing about the loss, going through the loss, grieving. And then I was like looking at how joyful I was when I found out I was pregnant. Like, there was so much joy, like in my eyes, in my heart, in my posts. And then you just like watch the transition. So here I am down this rabbit hole of my own Instagram, watching myself through the lens of other people, essentially, like processing this grief for the last 2 years. And it's kind of wild. And I'm sharing this because then I wake up this morning. So this was last night. And then I wake up this morning and I realize today is my Grammy, who's in heaven. She has since passed, but she would be 100 today. And I'm like, there is no coincidence that last night I felt called to, like, pulled to go back to that grieving experience of my loss. And then today I wake up, it's her birthday. And she's been gone. And that was another really hard loss for me, but not the same as the miscarriage. Something I've shared is I'm like oddly good at dealing with death. I know that sounds kind of weird, but like I'm very logical in my thinking. So when something happens or like, I'm like, okay, she was older, she was sick. Like I have this like rational mind that helps me get through it. It doesn't take away the sadness, but I'm more rational with it. I'm more black and white. And when I experienced the miscarriage, it was not so black and white for me. And that was a really hard time because not just as who I am, but like as an individual where everything's always been black and white in my life, truthfully, I had to find areas of gray to overcome and heal. And it's so wild because like that was the first time I was like, well, this is not black and white. This is so all over for me. And what I want to share is I know so many people who struggle. I feel like, I feel emotional because there's just, the world is heavy. Can we agree? Like, it is heavy. Maybe it's always been heavy. Maybe because we didn't have social media, we didn't know how bad it was, right? We couldn't highlight all the craziness. But the world is such a heavy place, and so many people carry so much, and you'd never know. Like, most people look at me strong, independent, confident, like successful, and they just say like, wow, like look at her, she's got this. And even when I went through the miscarriage, it was like, oh, she's strong, she's got this. And it's like, maybe I don't have it, and I didn't. And looking back at those posts reminded me of how low I was And I'm thankful that I had the support I did and the faith that I have and all the things to get through it. But I know there's so many people who struggle and don't have any of that. And it made me sad. And then today it makes my heart sad because it's like, this message is for you. If you're watching and you're struggling and you feel alone, I truly mean this from my heart, like you're not. And whether you believe in God or not, I do. You're never alone because you've always got him, right? And I think that we all are worthy of that unconditional love that comes from him. We're all worthy of the support we desire and seek. We are all worthy of living a life, like a happy, joyful life. And with that said, life is not always sunshine and rainbows, and there's definitely struggle. And wherever you are, I just want you to know, like, I feel called to say today, like, don't give up, don't quit, don't stop fighting for the things that matter to you, the things that are important to you, and never stop being a bright light. Like, it sounds silly, but it's not. The littlest things matter. Every little thing that you decide to do is an impact. Every person you say hi to, you smile to, you offer support to, and just remember, like, someone like me struggles. And so when you see someone like me, ask if they're okay. Because it's the people that look like they're struggling that oftentimes are okay, and it's the ones who don't look like they're struggling who aren't okay. And so my message for you today is to make sure that wherever you're at, whatever you do, lead with grace, lead with love, shine a light, and just be a good person, because the world is a heavy place and it's only us that can change it. I love you guys. I gotta go. Just thanks for listening to me chat today. I wanted to just share my heart and let you all know, wherever you are in the world, that you matter. I love you, and God is good.